So the word manifestation has been used a lot as if it's a fairy tale, something that you have to have magic in order to have. Well, manifestation is a real thing. Oprah said you can have it all, but not all at once. Well, our next guest has defied that quote, and we're gonna teach you how to manifest in real time. Let's go.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. to see him to change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint, the wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
All right, so welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. And when I tell you, you need to pay attention to this interview, because if you have ever thought about how do you put something in your mind, then live it in real life, we are gonna teach you a step-by-step guide on how to do that. We have the manifestation queen in the building, someone who had a vision. She wrote it down, she saw it in her mind, she made it plain, and she is actually living a life that she has imagined for herself, that she is actually aligned with. We have the beauty brand owner, the legend, the comedian, the person who's going to help you. She's going to lighten up your spirit in everything she do. Miss B. Simone is in the building.
That was such a good intro.
Oh, listen.
Your energy is just magnetic.
No, I appreciate you. And that's likewise, right? Like, I was telling you behind the scenes how I manifested this interview as well.
Really?
Right? 100%. Because there are people who understand the law of attraction and how it works.
Yeah.
And we know that it works both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't, fix the law and make it work how
Adjust
it can't adjust it, right? And I remember seeing you were giving some light on relationships, and talking about manifestation and alignment. And I was like, wow, like she understands the law of attraction. She understands how it works.
And I'm still studying it,
right.
It's a never ending thing, but
yeah, and so, I was like, I would love to have a conversation with this young lady to talk about manifestation.
Well, here I am.
And here you are, right? But for those who don't know, for our insiders, who is B. Simone?
B. Simone, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a CEO. I started off doing music and I moved into the comedy world thanks to social media. Social media really pushed me into comedy. And now I don't like to, put myself in a box. I just say an entrepreneur. Like everything I do is under that umbrella. So I do it all. I do it all. Yeah.
No, 100%. And so, what's the song R. Kelly had? Did you ever think that you would be this rich? Like, did you ever think that where you are right now, did you see yourself in this space?
Yes, I did, but it didn't look like this. I knew I wanted to be financially free. I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment world. I wanted to do music, acting. I just wanted to love what I did, but I didn't know it was going to look like this. That's why when people ask, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't see myself here 5 years ago. So every time I make a plan, God changes it in a better way, but I definitely saw myself being successful, whatever your definition of success is. My definition was doing what I wanted to do and being financially free. But I didn't know it was going to look like this, doing all of these things,
And I love that because, there's a quote that says, God never says no, right? God says yes. Not now, or I got something better.
Okay,
right? And so, a lot of times what people don't realize is that manifestation works both ways, right? Where, whatever you believe you're going to have. And the law of attraction, God would be contradicting itself if it did not give you what you believe,
I think people focus on how and when, like the timing and the how. And that's like such the opposite of manifestation. You just have to know it's going to happen. Yeah. I think people get so caught up like, how is it? Because sometimes it don't make sense. Mm-hmm. Like when I set certain goals or say certain things, it makes sense to me, but it might not make sense to like the masses or the people that hear it. Yeah. So you always wonder like, how is that going to happen? Yeah. How am I going to don't worry about the how. Yeah. You just put it out there and you take one step by one step to, get to that goal.
Yeah. And so take us through this journey, right? Like how did you get into a comedy?
Oh my God. Really? Social media. Y'all turned me into a comedian. I never thought I would do comedy. Wow. And stand-up at that, like stand-up comedy, I've done movies, I've done acting, I was in a girl group, I've performed. Stand-up comedy is by far the hardest form of entertainment to me. Wow. Like it's very difficult, but social media, man, like I would put out music and it would get like 4,000 likes. I would put out a ranting video and it would get 1 million. I would be like, okay, y'all don't want my music. So let me just, and focus on what y'all want. The people will tell you what you want. Your consumer will tell you what they want. Yeah. So give that to them. Yeah. So I got a call. One promoter, he did like comedy shows or whatever. And he had a college show for me to do. And I was like, I am not a comedian. And this was back when I was making like $200 a week doing hair. Like, I would have one client. I'd be like, all right, that's my client for the week, $200 sew in. So I was kind of struggling with money. And he called me. He was like, you want to do the stand-up show at this college? You only got to do 10 minutes. I was like, hell no. Like, I don't do comedy. He was like, all right, man. Like, they was going to give you, it's $1,500. I was like, I'm pulling up. Like, so that was my first show. I got like $1,500 for like 10 minutes. And I wrote my jokes down. I was inspired by Dion Cole, I did it. And after that, it felt so good because I didn't bomb. Yeah. And, I just love stand-up after that. Yeah, so social media pushed me into that world.
And how important is it to love what you do? Like to have a good feeling about what you do as you make money? Yeah,
it's imperative for me. Yeah. Some people, I guess deep down you truly care, but I feel like a lot of people don't. Yeah. A lot of people live day to day chasing money instead of chasing purpose. Yeah. Me and my team and the people I'm around are real big on that. Yeah. Like being purpose driven. I've always been like that though. Yeah. Always like I'm gonna do what I want to do. I never lived for my parents, my grandmother, my dad, like my, people live for other people. Why are you going to college? Oh, I'm going to college for my mom. That's crazy to me. Right. Yeah. That's wild to me. Yeah. I've never been that person, but to each his own. But I feel like you will be more fulfilled and have more peace of mind if you truly love what you do. Yeah. And I love what I do. Yeah. I love what I do. Because you're going to be tired regardless. Right. So you might as well be tired loving what you do. Right. You're going to be drained regardless. So you might as well be drained loving what you do. You're going to have bad days and bad moments regardless, problems regardless. So you might as well love what you do to fight through that.
Yeah. And where has comedy taken you? Like, what have you done?
Oh my God. It's taken me all over the world. Yeah. I've performed in Asia. I've been in Budapest. I've been on tour with Martin Lawrence, who is a legend. Like, I grew up watching him. I think after that tour, my granny was like, okay, you might be doing something. I'm like, now you believe me, but just the OGs, like really looking to our new generation. Like they either embrace it or some of them be like, man, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Right. But the ones that embrace us, like, it's really, really dope. Because we don't know everything. I don't know everything. I'm still a student. Yeah. So it's dope to see Martin on tour and how he moves and how he's so militant and so professional after 30 plus years in the game. Yeah. So that's my goal, to have longevity and move like that, being around the legends has been like an amazing experience.
And what have you learned about the business of comedy, right? Because a lot of times where, you start off, on social media, it's something that you're doing, and then somehow you start to gain a lot of followers. Mm-hmm, you start to make some money. You start to realize, like, you know what? There's actually value in this thing, and I can monetize this thing. And so in order to take that monetization to the next level, I have to, learn the business side of things. What are some of the things you learn from a business perspective?
Business perspective, taking it off of the internet. That would be the biggest thing that I did, instead of just being like an Instagram, people still, she's an Instagram comedian. I'm way past that, but taking it on the road, pushing myself to being in front of a live audience. Cause it's different. Yeah. Like when I'm getting the laughs or the emojis on Instagram, sometimes you comment and you're like, LOL, and you're not even laughing. Right. Like, it's just like, oh, that's funny. Yeah. But in person, they're either going to laugh or they're not. Yeah. So you get an instant, gratification if they laugh. So, I would say the biggest thing I learned as a comedian coming from social media, because I came from social media. I don't downplay that. Instagram changed my life, and I love that. But for me, it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm trying to, I was talking to this with my best friend Megan the other day. We're trying to figure out ways to get off of Instagram. I'm so sick of social media now. It's like, you know, it's an addiction sometimes. Sometimes I don't even be on there working. I'm just scrolling out of habit. So the biggest thing I got was taking my talent and my brand off of Instagram and being with the people, you know, like touching people and physically being in their presence.
Yeah. And I love that because, you know, once you build a brand that people trust, taking it off of social media will actually help you grow on social media faster, right? Because when people get to feel your energy, they will spread the word for you. Now you have that tribe. Now you have, you don't even got to post no more, right? And people are going to be like, oh, I just saw B. Simone, and you know, and then, so then, you know, so comedy, and then you started a beauty line.
Yes, 3 years. Well, it'll be 3 years, September 15th. We're doing a 3-year anniversary. We're relaunching, rebranding. So that was my first like LLC, like outside of B. Simone LLC, but like my first brand, my first big investment, like me putting my money into myself. I took my comedy and social media money and put it into my cosmetic line, and it's super dope. It's super dope.
Wow. And why beauty? Why cosmetic?
Well, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I did hair for a long time. I worked in hair salons, and I was modeling for a lip company, a Black-owned company here in Atlanta, and her pictures went viral. I was like, oh, you using my lips to make all this money? I'm about to use my own features, you know, and invest in myself. So, yeah, just cosmetics. My lips are my favorite feature, and I just went into that. Like I said, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so being in the beauty world was just something that I felt like I could do.
And then what, you know, was it scary? Was it, because you said you invested in yourself?
Yeah. I mean, anytime you invest, you take a risk. But thankfully, I'm not attached to money. I'm not scared to lose money. I'm not scared to, you know, like, okay, I lost that. Let's go make it back and reinvest it somewhere else. We learned from that, whatever. But I lost a lot of money throughout my career, you know, but money comes and goes. You just figure out ways to not do that again and invest it in the right places. But B. Simone Beauty was a great investment. It's a great investment. Yeah.
And legend has it, you made $1 million in less than 50 days.
Well, okay, yes, legend has it.
Legend has it.
I didn't start from zero though, so let's be honest. I say that my $1 million journey is still on YouTube. Y'all can look it up. I had to make like 300,000 more to tangibly have it. Like I've seen millions come and go like throughout my whole career, but to physically see the zeros at once, like I had never seen that before, like in my account. So my goal was to have $1 million in savings, not my other accounts. I wanted to save $1 million by my birthday, and we did it. Like, and that's another thing about manifestation. Like, I said that. Now, I didn't just tell my friends. I didn't just like say it to myself. Like, I'm going to do this. I said it publicly. Ooh. Like, I'm going to have $1 million. Like, and when I posted that, I was like, oh, I have to do this now. Like, it's game time. But that's how you manifest. You say it. You believe it. I didn't worry about how it was going to happen. And, you know, so we made it happen 7 days before my birthday. The whole thing is still on YouTube. The whole journey. It was super dope. And, on my birthday, we transferred over $1. It was so cool. And that savings a little lower now. I just bought a condo. I was like, take it out the savings, you know. But it was dope to see that and know that I could really do whatever I put my mind to. And it was great. It was great.
And how did that feel, right? Like, you know, I mean, for myself, I consider myself a master manifester as well, right? Like anything that I desire, I put my mind to it, it happens. And it never ceases to amaze me. Like, ever. Even though I know,
you know,
but like every time I do it, I'm like, like, right? And so how did it feel? Like $1 million, you said it.
Yeah.
You flowed with the abundance. That's your birthright. You flow with it. And then it happened. Like, how did that feel to see that million?
It felt amazing. I was emotional, and outside of the money, I don't think anything I manifest is always like the $1 million. Like, I didn't even spend it on that. Like, it was just more of knowing that you can do it. Things that people really think are not possible, that are not tangible, that it is. It really, really is. Like, even coming from my family and my generation, like, I'm the first entrepreneur in my family, millionaire. Like, I don't know about generations prior. You know, I know my great-great-grandfather, like, and grandmother, they had their own businesses and stuff. But it's really dope to just see that it is possible.
Yeah.
So like you said, you surprise yourself every time.
100%.
Like I just say stuff and I'm like, I believe it when I say it though.
Yeah.
You have to believe it.
Yeah. And I think again, as we talk about like, alignment and energy and manifestation, it works both ways.
Yeah.
So I don't want to paint this picture because like even myself, I'm a master manifester, but that doesn't mean that I only manifest the good things.
Oh, yeah.
The desirable things. Like I remember, watching something and having a negative thought in my head, and then the next day, something physically happened to me that I manifested, and I was like,
I believe
damn.
it. Yeah, that happens too. The negative stuff.
Yeah, the negative stuff. And so, just to be clear, right? Like the law of attraction, manifestation, is not one-sided.
Yeah.
That's why you need to guard your mind against the things that you don't desire, because once you know your power, and you focus on whether it's negative or positive or whatever, the things you don't desire, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
How do you, knowing that you're the queen of manifestation, how do you protect yourself from the things that you don't desire?
It's the controlling your mind, like training your mind. Naturally, we're gonna have negative thoughts, naturally, but it's switching that. Like you literally have to, every negative thought, you have to reverse it. Like it starts, people really think like, it sounds crazy, but you really have to change your mindset.
100%.
Start saying positive things, affirmations, whatever works for you. Writing it down, saying things over and over. I have affirmations in my phone. I have an app that it literally pops up randomly throughout the day, and I'm reading positive things throughout the day just to keep your mind positive and fresh, because we see negative stuff
100%.
all day.
Yeah.
Even on social media, like making sure you follow the right people, you're feeding your mind with the right things. Because people like, social media is so negative, ain't nothing. Well, who are you following? Because I follow some bomb people.
Right.
Like, there's a whole negative world out there, but there is a positive world too. So make sure you're feeding your mind consciously, being intentional, like with positive things.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hold on, don't press that button, because that's what I do every time I'm looking at an ad that I don't want to see. This ad just happened to be life-changing. I just happen to own one of the biggest home healthcare companies in the state of Georgia. I can help you create your own. Just to give you a little bit of insight, I send out registered nurses, LPNs, and CNAs to take care of people inside of the homes that cannot take care of themselves. But guess what? You don't have to have any medical background, and you don't have to have any medical knowledge. So if you're wanting to change your life and you have a passion for actually taking care of people, then go ahead and sign up for Home Healthcare Blueprint. I'll see you guys later.
And so, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
Fast shout to Megan, to all the people that help the engine go, right? And so, how do you build a perfect team? Like, how do you, get those team members that help you push that vision to the next level?
What I've realized is, on my personal journey, it's not building it. It just happens.
Ooh.
It happened organically. Ooh. Like going to look for a manager, going to look for an assistant, going to look for a video. Okay, we done had interviews. We done set up, we didn't even choose anybody from the interviews. It organically happened when the time was right. The right people will come into your circle. Like you said, alignment. Absolutely. When the time is right, and you just know. And you want people around you that see the vision, that are just like you. Yeah. Well, however you are. If you're chasing the money, get people that are chasing the money.
Right.
If you're chasing purpose, get people that are chasing purpose.
Right.
If you're walking in your purpose, get people that are walking in theirs. So everybody knows their position, and we all have the same foundation.
Yeah.
Like everybody in my circle, we all love God. Like we all know, like, okay, if we're down one day, Ashley gonna pray. Yeah. Megan's gonna pray. Yeah. I'm gonna pray. Like we all have the same foundation, and we believe in the same thing. So it really wasn't us looking for those people. It kind of just happened. Yeah. So, and you got to do trial and error. Sometimes you got to fire people. Sometimes you hire your cousin and it don't work out. Sometimes you do, and it's dope. You can hire family. Everybody is different. Yeah. We all trying to figure this shit out, man. Yeah. Like, I know y'all looking to the vault and to all these podcasts and all these people, and it's great. But take your nuggets and make it work for you, because my journey is not going to be your journey. Yeah. Your journey ain't going to be my journey. Yeah. What worked for you might not work for me. Yeah. So take little pieces and make it work for you.
Yeah, yeah. And where'd you get sort of like this mindset from? The hustle, the ability to align, like even you said earlier, about just being at that space of believing. Like if I say something, I'm going to believe it, or if I say something, I believe it, and that's what makes it happen. But where did that come from for you?
I feel like I kind of always had that, even younger, like just hustling, doing hair, always had the entrepreneurial spirit. But I will say, what really opened up my eyes to what I was doing, because I didn't know I was manifesting or speaking things into existence or the law of attraction. The law of attraction, the secret. Yeah. I saw that maybe a decade ago, and that really opened up my mind to like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. I didn't really know. You know, I was doing it, but I didn't really know it was like a practice. It was like a thing. Yeah. So I challenge everybody to look at that, read the book. It's so good and it's real. It's so real, you know? So that really opened up my mind to what I was doing. And that, you know, took me further. Like, all right, let's step it up a notch. Maybe I'm gonna close my eyes 5 minutes a day and imagine this, or, you know, really like practicing that manifestation. Yeah.
100%. And so, you know, as a you know, Black woman, you know, entrepreneur, you know, in the entertainment business, how has being a Black woman, you know, helped your journey, hurt your journey? Like what's your experience?
I feel like it's dope. Yeah. Like I haven't had any negative experiences by being a Black woman. I feel like it's dope to see a Black woman doing what I'm doing, and people, you know, are proud of me. People, you know, us millennials are the first generation of this like social media platform celebrities or whatever you want to call it. Like me, the Desi Banks, the Just Hilarious, like all of us are the first to do it. King Batch, all of these influencers that took this platform and really took it to the next level. So I'm proud of myself to be a part of history and be a part of, you know, setting the foundation for what social media influencers look like, you know? So I think it's dope. I think it's dope and it's worked to my advantage.
No, I love that. And I'm glad you said that, because I think that experience, again, is going to be what you align with. And I, you know, I kind of cheated a little bit, right? Like I asked that question knowing that that was the answer I was going to get, where somebody else would have probably had a different answer based on their experience, right? And
it depends on how you go into things.
Absolutely.
You're going into this thinking, oh, they don't like women. Yeah. I'm Black. I have a disadvantage. We know history. We know that. We know that. But I don't go into it with that mindset. Like I know I'm going to flourish. I know I'm going to be abundant. 100%. I know, you know, yes, the odds are against us. Like I get that, but I don't go into it with that mindset. So 100%. I haven't had that experience, unbeknownst to me, maybe behind my back, maybe, you know, I've missed opportunities because certain people don't like me. I don't know, but to my face, I haven't experienced that.
And it's funny because I had, you know, I had this thought that, and I might have put it on Instagram or somewhere, but, just because something is true doesn't mean it's true for you if you don't experience it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if poverty is true, it only becomes true if you experience poverty.
Yeah, for you.
If somebody never experienced poverty or lack or, you know, had situations that happened directly to them, then yes, you could empathize and know that it's going on, but if it's not in your space, it's not necessarily true for you. And I do believe that you get a choice, right? Because when we say abundance is your birthright, you know, you get to choose what type of abundance, right? Do you want abundance of abundance? Or do you want abundance of lack? Do you want abundance of loss? Like, do you want abundance of struggle?
What do you want a lot of?
Right, what do you want a lot of? Like, you can have me and do anything.
An abundance of shit.
Right, like, you can have abundance of shit if you want to. Right, and the way, and this is, you know, offline we were saying, the way it works the same way. You can attract an abundance of struggle.
So we need to put something in front of, I want abundant, I want positive abundance.
Absolutely.
I want peaceful abundance.
Absolutely.
We got to add something in front of that, because I ain't never thought about it like
that. Absolutely.
We got to add a word in front of that.
100%. Right? And so, you know, you've talked about, working and being a hairstylist and, doing these things and then taking like side jobs that eventually led you to find your purpose and the thing that you love. What advice would you give to, right now, our insiders, we have a lot of people who are gifted, who have, talent, but they work a 9 to 5 and they're trying to figure things out. What advice would you give to them?
I mean, that was me. I had 3 jobs at one point. I didn't have a bed at one point. I'm not going to act like I came from Section 8 and poverty and I had the worst life ever, but there was nights where I was like, fuck, man, like this is hard. Yeah. But in those moments, I knew it was temporary. Yeah. You have to know it's temporary. And you have to, some of y'all spending your money on looking good. You going out on the weekends. You need to be saving that money. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you stress and you don't want to be there, you're going to have to figure out a way to save and invest into your dream and your purpose. Yeah. So that's a choice. Yeah. Some I want to do this. I'm good at this. You're not focused on that though. You overspending, you spending money on things that aren't serving the higher purpose. So I would just say focus and invest in yourself. Yeah. And that's not only monetary, it's time, it's the way you speak, it's the people you're around. Yeah. When I changed my environment, my life took off.
Wow. Yeah.
It took off. I had to, and I was saying that on a previous episode of our podcast, the Know For Sure podcast, where I had to leave my family. And that was like a thing I'm now going through right now. Like, damn, it's not fucked up, but it's like, fuck. Like, I had to make that decision for me. If I would have stayed in the hood of Dallas, Texas, in Pleasant Grove, at my grandmother's house, around like-minded people, it would have never happened. Yeah. It would have never happened. So you have to change your environment too, and get around people that believe in the same thing you believe in, and or on the same walk of life you're on.
Yeah, and on the same vibration,
right?
Yeah. Because we talked about like Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, about they always use this example how you cannot experience something that you're not vibrationally aligned with, right? And so if we turn the radio on and we're listening to a hip hop station, we're not gonna hear jazz, right? And so if our desire is to hear jazz music, then we have to turn from the hip hop station and go to jazz. Or if we want to hear R&B, we have to turn and want to hear classical, right? And so we get to choose the vibration. And to that point, right, if you are in an environment that is vibrating at a certain level, and the levels aren't good or bad, right? Hip hop ain't better than jazz and vice versa. It's if you're vibrating, because I know, I'm from the hood too, in Harlem, New York. I know people who love being where they are. I'm not better than them because I decided to.
It's a choice.
It's a choice, right?
It's a choice.
And so you have to be able to make a choice to vibrate on whatever level you want to vibrate on. But that's a tough thing to have to leave family. What was that experience like? And how do you how do you get to that level, right? Because there's somebody right now who's making that same, who wants to make that same decision. They know it's time to level up, but they know maybe it's their day ones, maybe it's their friends, their family, whatever, right? Like how do you make that decision to level up?
Honestly, looking back, I didn't know. I'm not going to say I didn't know. It was a selfish decision. I made a selfish decision to put myself first and chase my dream.
Yes.
It's going to have to be a selfish decision, but now I have the opportunity, the finances, the time, the flexibility with my schedule. Now I can go back. I can help them. I can spend more time with them. And those are the decisions I'm trying to make now instead of being so far away from home, trying to make time. Okay, you have an off day. Go see your mom. Go see your grandmother. Go see your sister. But I had to take almost a decade of hustling and grinding to be like, okay, now so-and-so is sick. I can pay for that.
Wow.
Or, now so-and-so needs this, I got that. Or I can help here. But if I would have stayed there, it's like, who's our emergency contact? Who would it be?
Yeah.
So I'm proud to be that. And I did have to sacrifice a lot to get to that point. But once you get to that point, I know it's going to be hard. Once you get to that point, I feel like it's my responsibility to now, go back, spend that time, mend that relationship, and work on that family unit.
And you know what? And I don't want y'all to miss this, right? It's almost like you're saying that you have to be selfish to live your best life. And being selfish is actually not a negative thing. It's actually a good thing to be selfish. Because as you're selfish, you're actually in a better position to bless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A better position to help.
Yeah.
Even mentally.
Yeah.
Once my mindset shifted, I always had a positive mindset, but once it elevated and shifted, now I can, speak and motivate and things that people have never heard back in Pleasant Grove or back, whatever. So yeah, just elevating. I'm not only talking about finances, I'm talking about opportunity,
100%.
And things of that nature.
Yeah. So it's so funny because, I have a saying that I say that, I didn't make it up, but we're all made in the image and likeness of God, right?
Yeah.
And so, I have this saying where I say, I am greatness on display, GOD, which stands for, God, greatness on display. And I believe that, our purpose on life is to display God.
Yeah.
Right. And we can only display God through being our best selves. Right. Like if you didn't make the decision to separate yourself, you wouldn't be living your best life. And if you weren't living your best life, you wouldn't be able to motivate millions of people, right? Because at the same time, where we might be beholden to our neighborhood, to our family, our friends, there's millions of people that need to be Simone. There's millions of people that need to be motivated by her to know that it's possible. I have a 14-year-old daughter. My 14-year-old daughter needs to know that she can make $1 million in less than 50 days so she could get up out my, no, I'm just playing, right? So like she needs to see that, right? She needs to see that it's possible. Hey, wait. I know you want to watch this next video, but listen, if you are an entrepreneur, business coach, business consultant, or a small business owner who has a story and wants to learn how to create multiple streams of income from your story, I need you to text me right now, my book, to 646-687-4152. That is my personal number. I have been an author for over 12 years. I've written 10 books. 4 of them have been bestsellers, and I've sold over 100,000 books. But I've also helped a lot of my clients take their expertise and put it into a story, then create multiple streams of income from that. So I want to help you do the same thing. So text my book to 646-687-4152. All right, let's go back to the video. And so how is, and you said this earlier, you talked about, God and being spiritual. Yeah. How has God played a part of your success?
Like, God, all of my success. Yeah. Like, I feel like once I focused on purpose, and because I didn't grow up being like, I'm chasing my purpose. Yeah. I'm chasing my purpose. That's a newer thing when I changed my mindset. Like, really, this is my purpose. Yeah. It's not just, I love to dance. I love to act. I love to sing. I love to make people laugh. Like, this is the gift God gave me to use it to the best of my ability in a positive way. Yeah. So he's the foundation for everything. Like I said, he got me to this point. Yeah. When I was canceled and going through all that stuff, I went through that publicly, but all the stuff I go through.
What did you get canceled for?
Tons of shit. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really get canceled, as you can see. Of course, but I mean, it's just, cancel culture is like whatever. Yeah. But, you go through things, and during that time, I really remember being like, men are just so up and down. Humans are so up and down. Like, God is just there 100%. All the time. He is not going to change up. He's not going to switch up. Yeah. He's inside of you. Yeah. He's the same every day. Yeah. Like, when I was in my room crying, I was like, why am I crying over Twitter? Fuck, they canceled me. Like, I was hurt. Yeah. People were questioning my character. Yeah. And that's something that bothers me. Yeah. It still bothers me a little bit to this day. I'm way better now. Yeah. But it was me and God. Yeah. It wasn't me and my bestie, me and my fam. Of course, they were there to support me. But at the end of the day, that's what you have, so that's my foundation to everything. I grew up in the church. My dad's a pastor. Yeah. Now my relationship with God is, like this, evolving into an adult, but that's the foundation. Yeah. No, I love that. And, I want to go back to something you said, because I don't want our insiders to miss it. You said, as you knew that you would have this level of success, but you just didn't know how, right? You knew the what, and you didn't know the how. Can you expound on that a little bit? Because I think that a lot of times people get stuck on, on the how, not focusing on the what, and in fact, focusing on the how is limited thinking, right? Because God knows and sees it all, but you're trying to tell God how to bless you when God knows how to bless you. Can you expound on that a little bit? I think I just took it one step at a time. Like, this is what I'm doing now. Like, this A, get you to B, get you to C, get you to D. I didn't try to plan my whole life A through Z.
Yeah.
You know, I took it once. Okay, Instagram came out. Let me start posting.
Yeah.
Oh, they got videos. Let me start posting 15-second videos. Oh, people think I'm funny. I'm going to start doing these skits. Oh, they love me and Desi together. Let's keep giving that to them. And it just, each moment opens up opportunity and takes you to the next level.
Wow.
So I just focused on each level as it came. So I didn't, you know, even now, like now the podcast, movie, I had no desire. Wasn't 8 years old. Like I'm going to be on the radio or, you know, now modern day, I'm going to have a podcast. But it led me to all of these things and opened up more doors. You know, I wasn't 15 years old. I'm going to have my own lip gloss line. I'm going to go to China and find a warehouse and, you know, it led me to those things. So one step after the other. We're so caught up on when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. God got the miracle working. You know, he got it working on the how. You just got to take it one step at a time.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. And so now, you know, B. Simone, you know, multi-millionaire business owner, comedian.
I'm like, hold on. What's multi? Two?
Multi is anything after one. You know
okay, I'm a little multi. It's like, okay.
But
it's in my assets. It's in my assets.
Yeah, but honestly, I like, and that's the thing about manifestation because, you know, I believe that even if like multi-millionaire is not about what you have in your bank account. It's what you have in your, you know what I'm saying? So like if you have a billionaire mindset or a multi-million dollar mindset, that precedes the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen
if you
because what happens is this, right?
You working towards it.
You take somebody who has a poverty mindset and you give them $1 million, they will be poor. They will get rid of that $1 million. Why? Because they're not a millionaire. And so they're not aligned with millions of dollars. And so whoever is aligned with $1 million will now have that $1 million that poor person just had. Right? If somebody is a millionaire and they lose all of the money, if they are aligned with being a millionaire, they are going to attract opportunities, right? And so, like I was saying, multi-millionaire, B. Simone, you know, comedian, business owner, legend.
Yes, thank you.
If B. Simone could talk to her 18-year-old self, what advice is she giving her?
You're on the right path. You're on the right path. Just steadfast. And my thing is the circle you're around. The people around me have changed my mindset and elevated my mindset so much. Once again, I'm gonna go back to environment. Like 18-year-old B. Simone, she wasn't scared. She wasn't fearful. That's why she got to this point. I don't really have anything I really regret. I could have been out the streets a little more. I didn't have those couple years. I didn't have to do all that clubbing and all them F-boys I was dealing with in Atlanta. But it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of self-love. It taught me a lot of what I don't want. So I don't regret anything. Like I would tell her, like, you doing the right thing. You on the right path. I don't regret anything I did. And I think my journey is super, super dope. And every little seed and every moment was imperative to, you know, getting me here today.
Yeah, no, I love that. And let's shift gears a little bit, right? With all the success that you've had, both from a, you know, business perspective, from a career perspective, and monetarily, what would you say has been the most extravagant thing that you've done with money so far? Extravagant? Yeah.
I was about to ask Megan. She over there working. She's like, I am not even listening to this interview. Probably like getting a jet or something for an emergency. Okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, like we can do that. Like, let's just get the jet, and it was like an emergency thing. And so that was like dope, knowing that I could do that. So I didn't miss the opportunity. We couldn't find no flights out for the team. I was like, fuck it, let's get the jet. Like, well, we got to get there. I don't want to miss this opportunity. So that was dope, knowing that I could do that. Yeah, awesome. Got the whole team on there and we was out.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. And so what would you say is the most impactful thing you've done with money so far?
Man, something I did recently was take my family for my cousin's birthday. I took everybody to Mexico. Nice. That was dope. Yeah. Like, good to just see them out of the country and having fun and relaxing. All of them work and, you know, they be stressed and stuff, but just like to get the family together and do stuff like that. I want to do more like that. Yeah.
And what is that feeling like to, you know, be able to hire friends and, you know, give opportunities to people? How's that feel?
It's a blessing. And it goes both ways. Like, it has to be mutually beneficial. Like, just because you give somebody opportunity, they're pouring into me. I want them around me. I want to, you give somebody opportunity, it's up to them what they do with it. I've given people jobs, I've given people opportunities, and they are back to square one. That was a choice. But once you take it and you see them like doing stuff with it, it's dope. Like, you're pouring into each other. So, giving opportunity doesn't always mean people are going to take it and run with it, so.
Okay, bet. And then so now you are using your voice in a different way to reach the masses. Talk to us about your podcast.
Yes, the Know For Sure podcast. Know For Sure, 100%, hands down, absolutely the #1 podcast in the world. It is just so dope. And I'm doing it with my best friend. She has been behind the scenes working with me for like 3 years. And now this is like our shit together. Yeah. She is not working for B. Simone. This is like our 50-50 partnership. Like, we went into this together, and I'm so excited about it. Like, I think it has been the most impactful thing I've done in my career.
Wow.
Like, hands down, outside of touring, outside of stand-up. And of course, I know up until this point, I've impacted so many lives. Just being myself, being vulnerable, being honest, showing women that you can love yourself and you can be yourself. And, your gift will get you to this point by being yourself. But this platform has really been like an eye-opener. Like, people are being touched and healed and motivated. And it's happened so quickly. Yeah. I'm like, we gonna be #1. I didn't know it was gonna be like this though. Like, we're 8 episodes in, 9 episodes in, and it's just dope. We're excited to see where it's gonna go. Yeah. It's with me and Megan A. Brooks and the Know For Sure podcast. Yeah. It's dope. It's about evolution, evolving, healing, growing, making it through trauma. All of that stuff, and we're doing it with our audience. We're not on the podcast saying we know everything. Yeah. We're not saying we're right. We're not saying this platform is to let you know our point of view and our point of view is correct. Yeah. No. We're having the conversations. We're taking accountability. Right. Like, we're on the podcast being like, I got to work on my shit. Exactly. I need to work on this. I need to heal this. And I'm open to therapy. We're not saying we're perfect, but we want to have the conversations that especially young women in our generation aren't having. And
I love that, and I appreciate that, because I think that there's perfection in imperfection, right? Yeah. Because what happens, and there's a lot of people who have a voice who can help other people, but because they are trying to be perfect, or they're trying to, make sure that they present themselves in a way that's not necessarily them, that they hold back the gift, right? That they don't give the gift away. But what you guys are doing is saying, you know what, we're just gonna have the conversation, right? Because just having the conversation, being vulnerable, being willing to, show people that, we're not perfect, right? Even myself as a, former banking executive, entrepreneur, I talk about the times where I left corporate America and almost, went through foreclosure, losing my home and things of that nature, because I'm not sitting on a high horse saying, because, I have these experiences, I'm a financial guru. No, we figuring this thing out.
I'm trying to figure out a way to flip my money, keep my money. Exactly. I'm still, I got a financial advisor. Like, these are things you learn as you go. Yeah. We're still figuring it out. Yeah. We don't know everything. Especially
when you get to a certain level, right? Financially, once you hit, that M, there's some things you're gonna have to do differently, right? And so talk to us a little bit about like any, money myths, right? Like things that you thought, right, prior to having money, you thought one way, but now that you have money, like what are some things that you like? Oh, nah, this is different.
I don't really know. Give me an example.
So how people might say, money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard for money. So I'll give you an example.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, like that's the one thing that I realized that it's easier to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. When you have the right team and you have the right delegation. Yeah. Like we were taught, especially those of us who come from the hood, that you have to work hard. Yeah. And once you work hard, that's when the money comes. But now that I'm at a level where, I'm making a certain amount of money, I'm around, other, 8-figure, 9-figure entrepreneurs, I'm realizing that nah, you don't work hard. You just find the right people to delegate to, right? So is there anything like that Well,
it's hard work. It is hard work. I'm not gonna lie. But I go back to my 9-to-5 days. That shit was hard. I was drained. But you figure out ways, the smarter you get and the more you understand money and marketing and your audience and what they want from you, you figure out ways to make money an easier way. So you're not slaving 18 hours a day to make this amount of money. It's like, okay, I can do it this way with less hours. So less time, same amount of money. So I would say that learning your audience, I learned my audience likes when I'm vulnerable. They like when I'm myself. And I'm so glad I came into the game doing that. So I don't have to, this is just who I am. Like, take it or leave it. I don't have to switch up. I don't have to be like, all right, y'all, like, I did have the Rollie, but I can't afford it. So I'm gonna just take this. Like, whatever, like stunting and trying to portray this person that you're not. So I will say my audience likes when I'm vulnerable. They like when I'm myself, and anything I'm selling, or of course, I have a cosmetic line. Of course, if I'm selling another book, of course, I want you to watch the podcast. We have ads. Like, we want to make money. I don't want people to be like, oh, she always selling something. I am.
Yes.
I sell stuff I believe in.
Something that is valuable too, right?
If you're giving me your monetary value, I feel like I'm giving you a product that is valuable. So I'm not just selling bullshit. Like, I sell stuff I believe in. I'm an entrepreneur. So figuring out ways to sell things and move product off the shelf an easier way. And that's just, like I said, all my marketing is always my truth and my vulnerability. So I love that.
If you are an entrepreneur, business coach, or small business owner who wants to get more visibility for your product or service, then consider advertising on Inside the Vault. We have been seen and heard over 2 million times, and as the show continues to grow, your ad would be embedded in our episodes forever. So the return on investments on advertising with us is unmeasurable and invaluable. If you're interested in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then text PODCAST to 646-687-4152 or email us at info@insidethevaultshow.com. Allow your business to get the visibility that it deserves.
Love it. All right, we're going to do our lightning round.
Okay.
What we do is we take bank terms, because we are literally inside the vault.
Oh, my God.
Like, literally inside the vault. And so we take bank terms and we flip them for our purposes, right?
I thought you was going to ask me. What you looking at?
No. I just looked at. I don't know why I do that.
I was like, what is over there?
Yeah, no, it's so funny because I don't know. Every time I do it, every time I think about the lightning round, right? Now the listeners are gonna be like, he always does that. But when I do that, I don't know why I look that way. I don't know.
Me either. Okay.
Yeah, but that's just something I do. But
wait, what you about to ask me?
All right, cool. Lightning round, right? So the first term we're gonna use is deposit slip. Right?
Oh, okay.
A deposit slip is, you go into a bank, you fill out the form, and you're depositing money inside, right? But for us inside the vault, deposit slip is a mistake, a slip up, right? A money mistake. What would you say is the biggest deposit slip you've made in your journey and career so far?
This is a good and a bad thing. I move really quick, like with money. Like, I'm not scared to lose it. I'm not scared to invest it. Like, I have a $30,000 Be Simone beauty truck that we've used. It's been sitting there for almost 2 years, and we used it maybe once. Fuck, it don't even start. But like, when I see something, I'm like, fuck it, like, let's run it. I see the vision. Like, we can run around town in this truck. We can have pop-up shop. We ain't used that damn truck one time. It is a mess. But so that's kind of like a slip up. Like, I dish out money real quick, but I also think that's why I get it and retain, real quick, because I'm not scared to lose it. Like, I know it's gonna come, it's gonna go, it's gonna, and it teaches me, like, okay, all right, we ain't gonna spend 30 grand on another little pop-up truck like that quick. So thinking things through, taking your time, you don't have to rush, but also, it's both. Like I said, take pieces and pertain it to you. Don't be scared to invest your money. If you see a vision, like, go for it. It got to make sense. Obviously, you want to think things through, but don't be scared. You got to invest your money.
100%. Because truthfully, that's the law of money, right? Money is supposed to circulate. And so a lot of people are only consumers, but you need to be a consumer, a producer, an investor, a philanthropist, right? And that's how you complete the cycle of money. So that's the law. All right, term number 2. is charge off, right? And so charge off is when you borrow money from the bank. The bank wants its money back. It's trying to get the money back from you, but eventually like, you know what? I need to charge this off. This person's not going to pay me back. For us inside the vault, charge off is what type of mindset or people did you have to charge off on your journey?
Man, there's not too many people I charged off, but they just fell off naturally. Yeah. You kind of, start doing different things. Yeah. They keep inviting you to the same places. You're like, I don't really want to go no more. You just naturally drift away from those people if your mindset is evolving. Yeah. They can hold you down though. So like I said, once again, your environment, you have to move away from those people. I'm not saying move across the country, but I'm saying remove yourself from their circle. Yeah. So it kind of fell off naturally. Yeah. Once you start evolving and moving, you kind of see like, all right, I don't need to hang out with her as much, or she doesn't have my best interest, or hey, you don't have the same mindset, or we're not chasing the same thing. Yeah. So you'll naturally separate.
It's so crazy because and catch this bar. Like I heard this example of like a rocket ship, right?
Yeah.
You ever watch a rocket ship that's going into space?
Take off, yeah.
What happens is that when it's going into space, there's these propellers on the side of it that helps it get, propel it. But on its way, they fall off, right? Why? Because those things that help it get it up had to naturally fall off for you to elevate to that next level.
I love that.
Well, that's a bar.
I like that analogy. Yeah, that's
you could
lit.
use it, but credit me once. Just credit me once, and then you could use it forever. All right, bet. Last but not least, ATM, right? ATM, is an automated teller machine. You get your card, you put the money in, you get money out.
Yeah.
You've been so inspirational. You've been giving our insiders so many gems and jewels that we want more. We want more gems and jewels. So ATM for us means another teachable moment, right? Mm-hmm. So if you could look in that camera and just give our insiders one more gem, one more, be Simone word of wisdom.
Something motivational.
Something, yes.
You're watching this for a reason. So you're listening to this for a reason. Whatever you took from this, that is not like taken lightly. God has planted that seed in your heart. So take it and run with it. If your wife, your husband, your kids, your friends, they don't believe in what you've been talking about, but you truly believe it, it can happen. You are watching this for a reason. You are here for a reason. So after this, you talk to your God, you talk to the universe, you pray, and you start working towards that goal because it's inside of you. It's inside of you for a reason. So you can do it.
Wow. All right. So finish this term for me. When it's all said and done, I will be.
Oh my God. I will be legendary.
Legendary. I want everybody who crosses my path to know.
Everybody who crosses my path to know they are worthy, and self-love is imperative to your success.
Love it, love it, love it. What's the best financial advice that you've ever gotten?
Probably from my financial advisor. He slows me down. He's just like, slow down, let's think about this. And a lot of times when he slows me down, I never end up doing it because I think about it.
Yeah.
So slow down.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash with the living legend, Miss B. Simone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, right? Because
like
I said, I've manifested this. I thoroughly enjoyed this interview, even this interview, but we talked behind the scenes as well. Yeah. Energy is real. And I'll say this before we close. I'm glad you are who you portrayed yourself to be, right?
Thank you.
Because one of the things that I'm most afraid of is meeting people that I think I'm aligned with, and they disappoint me, right? Like I put, I don't put people on pedestals because I think we all special.
Yeah.
There's people that
it's the same energy.
It's the same energy, mindset, and so when I see certain people, and I be like, oh, this person vibrates on, my level, or we're vibrating together, and then you meet them, and you're like, oh, this person's a You know what I'm saying? And so thank you for having that energy, and just being who you really say you are. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
If people wanted to connect with you, listen to your podcast, follow you online, where can they find you?
The link is in my bio on Instagram, The Be Simone. Everything is The Be Simone. Our YouTube is on my YouTube, The Be Simone. All of the podcast stuff. Know For Sure podcast. Check it out. You will find so much healing, guidance, gems. You will feel like we relate to you. So please check it out. You'll love it.
All right, y'all. We are closing out the vault. Make sure you tap in with us. Go to our website, InsideTheVaultShow.com. You can subscribe, you can review, you can rate, you can watch all our back episodes. We got some heat, so make sure you check it out. Follow us on all social media platforms at Inside the Vault. Me, I am Ash Cash. Make sure you visit me, IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at I am Ash Cash. I'll see you next time, same place, in God's will. All right, y'all. Peace.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.